Howdy. What brings you around these parts? I'm Ben Mankiewicz. I think the suit, the burnt sienna glasses, and the last name Mankiewicz really undermine the effectiveness of my Western delivery. I know why you're here anyway. We're in the middle of 31 days of Oscar and a day spent looking at Academy Award nominated and winning Westerns. Up next, a John Wayne Western nominated for 2 Academy Awards. Released by Warner Brothers in 1953, this is Hondo. Wayne stars in the title role. He's a cavalryman who's hungry and short a horse. He happens across an isolated ranch where a young mother, Angie, lives with her son, Johnny. Angie is played by one of the great actresses of her generation, Geraldine Page. She pulled off an impressive feat in her credited screen debut here. She scored an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Angie offers a horse to Hondo, who takes a bit of a shine to the young mom. The man of the house is away, and Hondo senses something is off in the relationship. But that's a concern for later. There are more pressing and more dangerous issues at hand. With its tale of a loner riding in to protect a frontier family, Hondo will likely remind you of the film we just had, Shane, which was based on a 1949 novel by Jack Schaefer, who specialized in Westerns. Hondo came from a short story by Louis L'Amour, the king of Western pulp fiction. L'Amour's story was expanded and adapted for the screen by James Edward Grant, Wayne's favorite screenwriter and a frequent collaborator. Grant knew exactly how to tailor a story for Duke Wayne. Wayne's production company, Batjack, produced Hondo. Glenn Ford, originally set to star, backed out because he didn't get along with the director, John Farrow. Rather than search for a new lead and delay filming, Wayne, already the producer, took over the role, and it became one of his favorite pictures. The movie has action, humor, and romance, and depicts the Native American characters sympathetically, Wayne said. Hondo was shot in 3D, which you'll note mostly during its action sequences. You might feel yourself flinching from a spear or dodging a hurled knife if you saw the film as originally intended. From 1953, also with Ward Bond and James Arness, Hondo. Hondo initially picked up 2 Oscar nominations. The word initially does a lot of work in that sentence because it ended up with only 1. Its nomination for Best Motion Picture Story was later withdrawn. The Academy learned after the nomination process that Louis L'Amour's short story, which served as the basis for the script, was not written expressly for the screen as the category required. Geraldine Page's nomination for Best Supporting Actress became the movie's only official Oscar nod. Page, who played Angie, may seem like an odd choice for a John Wayne Western. Trained in method acting, she was mostly known as a stage actress. Page, undeniably one of the best actresses to ever live, did not impress John Wayne in her screen debut. She may have been great on Broadway. That was horrible. Scratch it completely. She may have been great on Broadway, he later said, but she didn't know a damn thing about making pictures. That was better. Page didn't think much of Wayne either. I'm not going to do Geraldine Page. She observed that Wayne, not director John Farrow, was the one in charge of the production, saying that Wayne was often hungover and combative. Post-Hondo, Page was blacklisted, and she didn't make another Hollywood film until the 1961 Tennessee Williams drama Summer and Smoke, earning a Best Actress nomination for her performance there. Page picked up 8 Academy Award nominations across her career, finally winning Best Actress for her moving work in the 1985 drama The Trip to Bountiful. Coming up, Julie Christie delivers an Oscar-nominated performance alongside Warren Beatty in a 1971 Western directed by Robert Altman. McCabe and Mrs. Miller is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, McCabe and Mrs. Miller. Then The Wild Bunch. And later, Billy the Kid. Oscar's the man tonight.